Hey everyone, welcome to the Juniper Links accounting channel. My name is Caroline and today we're going to have a look at the Christmas Party Allowance for limited companies. And this would be for anyone running their own business who is set up as a limited company. You may have a small team, it may just be yourself, but I will go through exactly what the Christmas Party Allowance is for and how you can use it to your advantage. And this will probably be my last video for this year. And what a year it has been. So without further delay, let's get into the video and hopefully we can have some final tax savings. Okay, so what is the Christmas Party Allowance? So this is essentially a personal tax exemption for social functions and parties. So your company can host parties with certain rules. There are certain requirements that you have to fulfill in order to claim this exemption, which means that the employees do not have to pay any additional tax or national insurance on the fact that you've paid for a party for them. So it's an allowable expense for your company, aka the employer. This is normally for one-off events like a Christmas party, so that's why it's often referred to as the Christmas Party Allowance. It's actually a social functions and parties exemption, but the Christmas Party Allowance is a lot easier to remember, so let's go with that. And you can spend up to £150 per head. And the party or the event or social function must be generally available to all employees. So those are kind of the basic rules there that you have to fulfill in order to even look at claiming the Christmas Party Allowance. And it's funny that it's called an allowance because I'll get into this in a minute. It's not actually an allowance, but I will tell you exactly what it really is. So how can you claim the Christmas Party Allowance? So firstly, your company can host a party open to all employees. We got that one. Then you can divide the total cost by the number of employees that attend. And the cool thing is that family members and household members can be included as guests for the head count. So your employees are able to bring along a guest, and they will also be included as their own £150 per head person. So if the total amount, once you divide the total cost by the number of people that attended, if this is less than £150 per head, or exactly £150 per head, then your company can pay for the party without any tax implications for your employees. So basically it is exempt and it doesn't need to be reported on a P11D or anything like that. So what if you actually spend more than £150 per head on the Christmas party or the event that you're hosting? So the £150 value is not an allowance. So you basically can't be like, oh, I spent £300 per head, so I'm going to claim just the 150 and then the rest of the 150 is the benefit in kind. So unfortunately, HMRC is like, you either spend 150 or you just don't claim it at all. So you're not allowed to apportion part of it towards the allowance, basically. So in this case, you wouldn't be able to claim it to the business without having the employees incur a benefit in kind for the entire cost of that party. So they would have to pay tax and national insurance on the whole amount. Basically, your company can no longer claim the £150 per head exempt value for that particular party, and which this kind of leads me into my next point. Can you have more than one party? And the answer is yes, your company can have multiple parties throughout the year. They're still supposed to be like an on occasion type thing rather than every single day. But basically each party can count towards this £150 exemption per person. So if you've already used the £150 exemption, further parties you have after that during the tax year would incur a benefit in kind for the staff if you cover their costs. Now, this doesn't mean you couldn't arrange a party for the members of staff, but they pay into like a pot that will go towards paying for that party. So essentially the staff have paid for their own party. In that case, there wouldn't be any kind of benefit received or anything you need to report because the staff have paid for themselves out of pocket and there's no issue there at all. So for example, you could have 3 parties during the year as long as the per head spend was not more than £50. Here is another example. So your company hosts a party for all staff to attend. The total cost was £512. The guests that attended were 2 employees and 2 family members. So let's say it was two people in their company and they brought along their partner to the party, making a total group of 4. So the cost per head in this case, once you divide £512 by 4, would be £128. This is under 150, so the company is legitimately able to pay for this party and get the corporation tax relief on that as a regular business expense. So you could put that into staff entertaining, basically. Some things to note, because I know these questions will come up, but in the guidance provided by HMRC, there's no minimum required staff attendance. There's also no location requirement as long as all employees can attend. So technically, if you're a single director and the only employee in the company, you could host a party for yourself. I know that sounds really weird, but there's nothing in there that says, oh, a single director employee cannot host a party to claim this allowance. It's not the case. So you could host a party for yourself. If you've got a family member or household member that are also able to attend your party, for example, your partner, if you've got one, then you could host a Christmas party for 2 and spend up to £300 for that event. Again, no location requirement. It could be in your back garden. It could be a meal that you take away. Obviously, right now there's a lot of restrictions in terms of eating out, but you could host a Christmas party at your house or at your office location for the business and invite your partner along, and you could spend up to £300 for that social event where your company can claim corporation tax relief as a normal expense and you wouldn't have to pay any extra personal tax because of it. So here are some helpful links which I'll also put in the description below. So the first one is what's exempt, and this is like the nice side of the gov.uk website where it's all more clearly laid out, bigger font, all that sort of thing. They've actually styled it. And then the second link is HMRC's internal manual, which is what they use to review certain cases and get guidance and basically help advise taxpayers on what they should do or whether something is allowed or not. So internal manual has much more detail. So if you want to get really into it, feel free to look at that. If you just want the basics of what's exempt and that's enough for you and you're not doing something super complicated, then the first link will be absolutely fine. But feel free to check out both of those. It's good to check all resources where possible, especially from the gov.uk website, because that's what they'll be using to determine whether you're following the legislation correctly or not. Well, that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As I said, this year has been quite interesting, but hopefully you can still make some sort of social event, small party within your household as a Christmas party and claim the allowance for that so your company can pay for it without you having to incur any personal taxes, which is always nice. We do have an accountancy service if you're looking for someone to help with your company filings and self-assessment and that sort of thing. Then you can contact us at hello@juniperlinks.com. We primarily work with limited companies who are either a single director or like a husband and wife company, and they're providing consultancy services through their business or even doing content creation or freelancing and that sort of thing. So if you are interested in that, then don't hesitate to reach out. If you've got a question about the Christmas party allowance or what you can claim, or if something didn't make sense or if I missed something, just leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you enjoyed the video, please do hit that like button because that lets me know we did a good job. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this if you're interested. And do click the notification icon, which is the little bell icon next to the subscribe button. This will make sure that you get notified every time we put up a new video. So I won't keep you too long. I hope you guys have a lovely holiday break and a happy new year. Hopefully next year will be a little bit less crazy, but we'll have to see. Let's just hang in there. But for now, have a good one, and we'll see you in the next video in the new year.